Hello cookbook friends, this is Carrie from Cookbook Divas, and I'm very excited to look through what I think is my first Omani, is that the right term to say it? Cookbook, The Food of Oman. It's by Felicia Campbell. It is recipes and stories from the gateway to Arabia. I love Middle Eastern food. Here's the map. Now I've never looked through an Omani cookbook that I know of, so if I do any mispronouncing, please forgive me, but I don't need to be corrected on YouTube in the comments. We'll figure it out. Andrews McNeil is the publisher. And I think we're going to see a lot of people photographed in the area and the buildings. Let's check out the table of contents. Chapter 1, the Omani Pantry. Good, I said it right. From Muscat to New York. Chapter 2, Omani Meals, Friends, Family, and Sacred Spaces. Chapter 3, Between Meals. So here's the foreword, which I'll read later in the introduction, so I can learn about what's going on. Here's a travelogue photo. It certainly looks different than my neighborhood. I am in the suburbs. Cookie cutter. All right, quick facts. Country name, Oman, Sultanate of Oman. Government type, a sultanate, a monarchy, with a popularly elected legislative body. Population, 3.9 million. Okay. And here's another map. That'll be interesting to check that out. I've been watching Jeopardy every weeknight and realizing my geography skills are horrible and I'd better never go on Jeopardy because I will lose. Here's a brief history of Oman. Oh, pretty. Wow, so many white buildings. Here's Ancient Fusions, Muscat's food scene. Now I get confused because Muscat is a type of wine and I'm also a wine blogger, so I'm like, what? Wine? All right, the Omani Pantry, from Muscat to New York. What needs to be in our pantry? Identifying, purchasing, and substituting ingredients. Oh, look at these. There's black limes. There's Arabic coffee, bay leaf. I have bay leaf. Cardamom, I have that. Chile, I have that. Cinnamon bark, I have that. Cloves, What else? I might need my glasses for this. The font is tiny. Date syrup, fennel, ginger, nutmeg. Okay, most of these we're going to be able to procure pretty easily. Wheat berries, I bet the health food store down the street from me would have that. Vermicelli, wild thyme, turmeric. I expected to see that in here. Shopping guide, where to find specialty ingredients, etc. Notes on substitutions. If you can't find black lime, there's nothing like this spice. You can use a squeeze of fresh lime, but it's not going to be the same. Okay. Omani meals. Friends, family, and sacred spaces. Ladies who lunch. Let's get grilled, smoked, and charred. So we're learning a lot about Omani foods, and we finally get to the first recipe of the book, many pages in, and it's a Bedouin whole charred fish. That looks horrible to me, but I'm a lifelong vegetarian, so don't take my opinion into account. Here's peppery beef skewers with spicy tamarind sauce. I love tamarind sauce. Lamb kebab sandwiches with charred tomato and onion. So they like cooking stuff over fire, apparently. Omani spiced ground chicken kebabs. My boyfriend would probably love that. The Chedi's yogurt tandoori spiced shrimp. Fire steamed seafood and vegetables. Tips on doing that. Here's a hot stone dofari chicken. Now I can't show you the whole book, so I gotta skip ahead. Savory porridges, stews, and soups. Here's a savory chicken and rice pudding. Wow. I had a savory porridge the other night, and it was vegetarian. And I thought it was going to be gross. It was really good. Here's a mashed chicken and rice. It's beautiful the way they put a design in the top of it. Here's savory wheat porridge. I'm assuming it's using wheat berries. Here is savory turmeric scented saltfish and rice porridge. I didn't know they did so many porridges in this culture. That's interesting. And a toasted flour and ghee dumpling. with another pretty design put in it, I guess with fingertips, I would assume. Beef and flatbread stew. Now you're getting into the savory comfort foods. And a lamb and dumpling stew. It's hard to photograph brown food and make it look appetizing, but they did a good job. Something called shorbat haris, lamb and wheatberry soup. I've never heard of a culture using this many wheatberries. Rice, the main meal. Yes, isn't it for all of us? Yum. They use basmati rice. Here's rice with red lentils, chicken kabuli. Here's red onion and tomato spiced rice. Yum. Now I'm hungry for rice. Tuna kabuli, spiced tuna and vegetable rice. I'm skipping ahead because we know what rice is. Vegetable biryani. So I'm thinking of India right now. Meat, seafood, and Morocco mains. Ethnic diversity in Oman is one of the most distinctive qualities. In addition to the families who trace their lineage to Gulf Arab tribes, there are Omanis whose ancestors came from Baluchistan, an area that spans modern-day Iran and Pakistan, or Pakistan. Anyway, there's East African coast, Zanzibar, Persians, Iraqis, Africans, Indians. Wow, they all influenced the food. Here's slow-cooked caramelized beef. Here is saltfish with cilantro and lime. I wouldn't have expected to see cilantro in there. Wow, that's a surprise. Whole fish in coconut sauce. Citrusy seafood soup with basmati rice. A Sur-styled fried fish. Now that fried fish looks good because it's not charred. Crisp sautéed shark with turmeric and onion. I was not expecting to see shark in here. Wow. Swahili coconut shrimp curry. That looks good if you like shrimp. Here's a spicy Zanzibari squid curry. Peppery fish steak tomato curry. I knew we'd get some curries in here. Spicy mirbat squid curry. I'm going to skip ahead to slow-cooked coconut beans. There's lots of recipes in this book I could make as a vegetarian. Here's the Omani vegetable plate and what you would expect to see on it. Thinly sliced. Here's between meals. Savory bites. Here's a chef holding up his creation. Ooh, tuna croquettes. Who doesn't love a good croquette? It's an excuse to have fried food. Fried potato chile puffs. And sambusa, which looks like samosa to me. It's a fried triangle pastry stuffed with ground chicken. Yeah, just a different word for that. Here's pan-seared meat dumplings. And I'm going to skip ahead because I can't show you the whole book, but here's a bread chapter. Here's Omani bread with egg and cheese. And a cup of coffee, apparently. Every culture has its own delicious flatbread. Here is crepes with date syrup, or crepes. Here's fennel step bread. I like step-by-step photos. Chewy fried dough in saffron syrup. Oh, yum. You had me at fried dough. Sweet vermicelli with a salty egg. And a Samar's date cake, and there's Samar holding her date cake. And finally, beverages. I'm assuming hot tea, cardamom thyme sweet milk tea, and red mint tea. Is that a rooibos? No, black tea bags, mint leaves. How'd you get it red? I don't know. Ginger cardamom Omani breakfast tea. And tamarind juice. Notice there's no alcohol. Omani mango chutney, Omani oil, etc. and the acknowledgements at the end. I am going to go look through this more carefully and closely on my own because this is fascinating. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Of all of the recipes we just peeked through, would you be more tempted to try making yourself at home? Thanks for watching this cookbook look through and review. You can see more of them at cookbookdivas.com, our blog. We have a podcast called Cookbook Divas Podcast, for lack of a better, more creative term. You can see cookbook news on Facebook, cookbook look-throughs on Instagram, and of course, cookbook review videos here on YouTube. Be sure to scroll down, drop us a like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to purchase this book, we have an affiliate link for you somewhere in the description. Bye.